Destin. Help you? What you want? $3K sire. Ew. Why does my room like look so big? I kind of wasted this volatile. That's whatever. A nice twofer right there. Yeah, I swear I have my line locked, but whatever. Oh, it's not done. Still not dead. A little bit of trolling. Don't hurt nobody. That probably literally cost me like 20 seconds. Purple hunting? Hell yeah. Not really purple. Casey. Ow. Messed up the timing there. I figured it wouldn't matter too much because I was about to proc. $200 death lifts, no cares. Nice. Working your way up, of course. It took me a while to not die as well when I first started. Ah! Oh, this hurts right now. I'm gonna do regular red X so I don't die. Magical thing about this setup, you can just change your mind. Pretty rare I have to red X like this early. Nice. How many purples ago was your last shadow? I'm gonna guess like 30-ish. It's been a while. $400s? No, I would still recommend having light bearer for 400s. Because 400 is not efficient to take overly draining, and thus you would rather have the light bearer and DDS. Sorry, you would rather have DDS, and thus you would rather have light bearer. Sort of make a big difference at taking damage in Baba. In the grand scheme of things, no. If you're doing like red X methods, whether it's mine or someone else's, because you don't take that many hits often. But if you're just like face tanking it like how I used to, then yes, it would make a pretty big difference. Like if you're just comparing it to like bandos, right? It's like you can face tank with bandos at 400, not a problem. Even 425 is fine. You just have to be a little bit careful about your spec management the higher you go. If we're talking like a super sweaty partial red X, honestly, I think you'll be fine even in like literally no armor at like 400s, because you don't take that many hits except for P3. You really don't take too many hits with the partial method. You'd probably take like 3-4 melees per phase only. You should be fine. Obviously, the better armor, the better. But if it's like the difference between you getting like a more important weapon, then probably not. At the end of the day, the partial red X method, once you've mastered it, you can always like play it out, see how your blood fury heals you, see what your HP is looking like. If you're ever below lethal, just start doing the regular red X. But I'd probably try to have bandos at least. Hard to learn. Yeah, I would say it's like the last step of learning red X. You want to learn like a regular red X cycle, and then you want to learn the advanced red X cycle. The advanced one is on Molegoat Kirby's YouTube. It's just called advanced red X. Simple as that. And then you want to go into this red X at the very end. Once you understand the mechanics, how to do all like, not really all the techniques, the basic techniques of the advanced red X, you can do this one. The problem with this one is it's not a cycle you can just do whenever, as in you can't just go in it from the start. You need to have an idea of what Baba does and how to enter the red X cycle at its various 4 attacks. But the concept is pretty simple. Melee attack is like treat it as no change in cycle for P1 and P2. And then for slow shadow and rock throws, you treat it as minus like 1 tick, sort of. 6, that's sad. But it's not a simple mechanic. I would say you probably need to have a decent understanding of attack cycles and your timing in relation to Babas. But anyone who's learned like 4-1 at Ulm, like solo Ulm, can probably pick it up pretty quickly. There's also like the simplest method is you learn the basic cycle, or what I call the standard cycle, which is basically 5 fangs to 1. And what you do is you enter a regular red X cycle, do your red X cycle for, let's say, max 5 hits, and then you can enter my cycle easily, and then rinse and repeat that. So basically red X over and over, do my cycle, red X, normal way. You kind of like rinse and repeat that, and you kind of have like a half-ass version of my setup, which is like you don't need to think. No sense. It's like a baby way to learn it, which is fine. One HP. And my Thrall didn't hit. Can't get sub 38 minute 540. What's your room times looking like? I wouldn't say that's bad, by the way. You know, like, if you're completing sub 40, 540, you're still a very good player. I wouldn't say that's bad. You're going slow at Kephri, Akka, in particular room, that's kind of annoying. Messing with you. Sounds like it's the Baba and the Akka, to be honest. Warden is really fast. Kephri is really slow. I'll be honest, even if you're not swarming, that's really slow. Maybe you're losing ticks on dung. Or maybe ticks between hitting the Overlords. Like, if you see a small trick I do is I have the dung kind of set up to minimize tick loss. So if it dungs me, I'll go on the right side here. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he hits all the skulls. So like if it dunged me, I'll be. Ideally, I'm on the right side here. See, I'm on the right side. And if I needed to attack, I can instantly attack right here. That's a non-swarm, 527. Level 3 as well. Bone Dagger helps, of course. What about your puzzle rooms? Like, how long is your monkey puzzle? Monkey puzzle is probably like, I would say, sub 250. 5 tick, yeah, that makes a huge difference. Are you proccing your shadow close to Warden? That helps a lot too. Like when you're at like 61%, 81%. It's quite a bit of time doing that as well. $42.50. That's pretty good. It's probably, I mean, it sounds like it's mostly the Warden and not the Warden, sorry. Your Akka and your Kephri, it sounds like, and Baba. Yeah, last one in range. Oh, that's good. Like, how are your transitions looking at, like, at Akka? I didn't believe in my thrall. Kind of just do like a brute force engage where you run straight to the next quadrant, or are you very particular about where you're sealing in your last hits? Well, I hope I hit well here. I'll be very sad if I don't. Like this, for example. That one was just RNG me hitting well, but like the transition idea was there. Brute force transitions. So the way I've been doing it, it makes sense. Brute force transitions actually do lose quite a bit more time than I thought they would. Especially in really high invo Avas. So when you're going from, this is the way I like to do it. There are probably better people than I do it, but when I go from this quadrant to this quadrant, I'll do something like this. This is not the best transition. Let it get a little close. And then I do that. That one has a little bit of tick loss. There is a better one where you go up here. Then you hit and you go here. And then you go down here. That one is a good way to do it. That one's probably the best way, to be honest. But sometimes I forget. And then also, are you like 5-tick staffing during memory? A lot of people kind of go into the habit of 6-tick staffing. Because, you know, like you move 2 ticks, and whatever. But if you're hitting at like the beginning of a tick, oh, this is a great transition here, into here, into here. Make sure you manually path though. That's a great transition right there. If you're like 5-tick staffing when doing memory, that's also really good. You can hit either on the first or the second tick, but you do really need to be like well memorized and the exact timing of the memory. I try to do it, but sometimes I mess up too. Like, don't just click memory, click shadow, click memory, click shadow. You want to actually like time it and think about it. Does it make sense? Like, especially if you had like a blowpipe, you're probably clicking memory, clicking shadow, and repeating. But it's much better to do it properly and use it when available and don't use it when not available. Oh, that's a zoomer Akka. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Jame, it's a slow Baba. Slow Baba, slow puzzle. How do I find the shadow face now? I still right click. I still right click and just eat it, you know? Ah, the dreaded double miss. It's fine. It wasn't really like that crazy pace anyway. If this was like 3 minutes, it would have been pretty fast. But this is fine. It is what it is. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. We missed both. Well, you don't find it. It's just whenever you get 3 successful hit splats, like EXP drops, just start moving. Oh, I gotta fix my salt timer. There's a little bit of 124 mixed in there. There you go. Yeah, like sometimes it'll still move. Overall, the change is a lot easier to work with. A lot easier to dodge when you're standing in the same place for longer. Don't worry about it. Sub 4 is not average. Trust me when I say sub 4 is not average. I happen to be a particularly juicy one. Average is probably like 5 minutes flat. Maybe like 450-ish, I don't know. Definitely transitions saved me quite a bit of time, though. Leave me alone. Ah. Pain. Not enough space. I thought about it. I was like, I have to run back. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to achieve it there. Stop biting me. Ah. All right. The way I solve the jugs? Those jugs are fine. I should have wave skipped in a better spot. I realized where I was trying to wave skip, I was going to run into acid, and I was like, you know, I'd rather get bumped by the waves. Can you flick the blood rod? No. You can only flick it in level 2 or 3. Or in rage. I mean, I can pray against it, obviously, but then I would take the ranged, theoretically. 5 minutes. That's what happens when you miss both. You like that? I could use augury, yeah. I still won't. I am still on the it's humanly impossible to tell augury from red pyramid. So I will die on that hill. I'd rather end with 2 restores than use augury at Warden. At least for the beginning. I'll use it at the end. Trying to save on supplies. Yeah, I mean, it's a good habit, right? Like, what if I need to sun 5 times at the end? I physically can't, but... If that was like a 3-minute Zebak, this had slight potential to go into a sub 30. But kind of doomed now. Webweaver, but you can look at the video description. The video description, I think FAQ number 2 describes why I use it. But TLDR, very chill for monkey room. I wouldn't really recommend using it unless you have shadow though, because like, or if you're like being lazy with the overlords. There's like a lot of cons to it and a few pros. So you have to make sure you kind of even out the cons by having like a cracked invocation setup going on. Not for everyone. You can sort of mimic it. I was actually thinking about how bad it would be to camp Bofa. I think you would probably lose like 20 seconds on the monkey room to save an inventory slot. I suspect that's not worth it for a lot of people, but you know, you could always do that. Like also if you're not willing to swarm, but that's like a super weird invocation to have. Not being willing to swarm and having a Bofa. Because most people who are willing to not swarm have better gear. Oh, that was off prayer. Oops. Always humble. I might have healed it. It wouldn't have killed me anyway. A lot of hats. I actually thought about making a video to advertise the Webweaver, but because it's such a niche thing, like being extremely high invo to be really worth it, I figured it's not really worth most people's times. What I really wanted to do was find an easy way to take less chip damage with the same setups as people are running already. The only thing I can think of that helps was equipping full melee gear and then camping Prey Mage. But I didn't want to release the video until I see if Jack X was gonna, you know, update Monkey Room or not. I should have undead grasped here. Could have saved 2 whole seconds. Mole slippers. I mean, Webweaver is a way to do it. It's also not good for teams. If I see anyone in an FFA ever using Webweaver, they're reported. Portable item. Not getting him drops. No, is this so? Webweaver's just so bad in regular raids, like a team raid or what's it called? If you're like low invo and like there's not really an excuse. Like blowpipe's actually a good weapon if you don't have a shadow. You need it. It seems to be about a 33. I'm gonna guess 3350. Skull skip raid. Venator boat? No, trust me, I've tried to make Venator boat work. It's so whack. It's low range. Okay, I was thinking if it had range, it'd be acceptable, but it's low range, low attack speed, and way too much overkill. And the uncontrollable AI makes it terrible. Those are the main things bad about it. It is 6 range, which is pretty much almost the same as blowpipe, only mildly more, if not the same, I think. And it's a 4-tick weapon. That being said, it's actually half decent in some small scenarios, but it's just not worth it for those. Like, the best scenario I was thinking of was when the 2 majors spawn. That's the best spot to use them, because there's shamans and 2 majors. And then it's absolutely terrible after that. And it could be okay at the final wave. If you get on, you have to get on cycle of a shaman. Oops, you didn't see that. Because you can actually shoot a shaman as he summons a thrall, and it's not that bad. But you kind of have to be close to the shaman too. Just heal up a little bit. There's a low 34. Thank you, Ecliptic. Take damage there on purpose. That one outplayed me a bit. Nothing. Mechanic killed you? That was just the sun spec right there. You just used a special attack. The sun spec takes 50 prayer and heals you to full. Actually more than full. But yeah. takes 75% spec, but because I have overly draining, it's supposed to take 100% spec. But then because I adrenaline, it's only 50%. Yeah, that's just the pass of the sun spec. If you kill the skulls with the sun spec out, then it just heals you. But it does take a little bit of prayer. Yeah, 12 for 5. Although oddly, the overheal mechanic's a bit weird. It either overheals you to 111, but if you're already overhealed to like 105, sometimes it doesn't work right, and it will only overheal you, keep you at like 105 or keep you at 108. It's kind of weird, but grief that a bit. Ah, they call me Icarus. I try to get everything and I got nothing. Flew too close to the sun. I tried to bomb the shamans, and then I didn't want to stop losing ticks on the Webweaver, and then I didn't want to lose the puzzle. I could have taken like an L on anything and I would have been fine, but I decided I didn't want an L, and I ended up getting a fatter L. Oops. Same thing happened again. I wanted to blow it up, but I didn't want to lose the puzzle, and I wanted to time it too closely. That was actually kind of funny. Have you ever seen someone one-tick themselves like that? How's my gear look again? R.I.P. Did I forget anything in there? The hammer of shame. I gotta not grade the puzzles. I've been grading the puzzles recently and it's getting me killed. It is what it is. Need a mental reset, you know? Dying is a sacrifice for the purple. The close enough to Tbow that you wouldn't bring it? No. The Venator is really, really bad. The only, like, okay purpose is, like, if you wanted to, like, hit the, called? Akka shadows in like a solo. You can like hit them and then it'll bounce off Akka and then you can hit them too. Like twice. Like a 3x3, yeah, but you just have to drag Akka onto the center tile. I'll just not use this guy. Damn, I could have stacked that melee onto it. It's like grief there. No, it's actually okay for boulders. I should Webweaver it, but I'm kind of too lazy to switch. Kind of slow. Same speed? No, it's like Webweaver speed. It's decent. Trust me, you don't want to use it. It's really bad. 0? Bruh. Well, I guess that's what our 3% chance is. It's actually 1 in 35 to hit a 0. That's sad. So you get up to 34. Getting big though. I'll continue regular Red X for the rest of this. Oh my god, it's like cursed. Like he heard what I said. Well, she. Wrong boulder. Ah, pain. Do a 2-to-1. Boulder throw means we can do more than that. I messed up there. So the easiest way to do like a 2-to-1 is just look at the hit splat. Oh, fine. Simple enough. Slow Shadow is pretty much the same as P1 and P2. So when the hit splat on you disappears, go under, and just do a 2-to-1. That. If it's a rock throw into the melee, you can do like a 5-to-1, like a 4-to-1, sorry. Really slow, no dagger, sad. Seven minutes. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, not there actually. Excuse me? Another 30% chance today, I guess? Another 0. Guess I angered the gods of RNG or something. I have 2 Bone Dagger Zeros in the stream. Three agiles, that's decent. We'll make it work. I think it's worth it. I would like these 2 to be on that side, but... So we'll dunk the left side like that. And then we'll start dunking the right side. As we get pushed back, we'll get ready to switch torches. And because those guys are adjacent to Kephri's southwest tile, we'll be chinning them plus hitting Kephri. Now that we've killed some agiles, Kephri will hopefully stop spam dunging, which will give us more DPS uptime. If you're not sure if you're gonna get pushed into a fireball like that, pray mage to reduce the damage of the fireball by half. This one will only knock us back 3 ticks, and that'll only knock us back 2 ticks. Not swarming, of course, is going to be slow. Especially if you miss your bone dagger. How's it going, future self? Been missing our bone daggers today, man. We got 2 zeros. It's like a 3% chance. 30k sea dry, ew. Ew, ew, ew. Bone Dagger versus BGS. Bone Dagger. Yeah, Bone Dagger is better for the high invocations, plus especially if you're running overly draining, which you should be at like 500 plus. Bone Dagger is definitely recommended. Saves a lot of time at Baba and Kephri. It's not useful in any other room. It's okay at Zebak. Like it's a substitute. I think I timed that on the exact wrong tick, the salt. Oh well. No problem. Congrats on the kit, Adrian. Humongous. If you're not gonna have overly draining on, for sure just use a BGS instead. It's got better accuracy per like spec ratio. It's good that you got used to overly draining early though. Not overly draining, double trouble. A lot of people end up gatekeeping themselves at like 470-ish because they haven't learned double trouble plus keep back. So it's really, really hard to push invos high. Like I think I would personally struggle to go above like 490 without double trouble keep back. It'd be really annoying. Please hit big, please hit big. It's doomed. I think I need to skip this hit. There you go. If I didn't skip that hit, I would have gotten slapped. Oh, wrong throw. Oops. This guy's really gonna stay on mage forever. How much worse? It's quite a bit worse. TBH, it's quite a bit worse. I don't know what the number was, but it's quite a bit worse. It doesn't seem like it this run because it's actually hitting, but pretty bad. This guy's really gonna stay on mage all day. I'm gonna switch one day, right? No shot. This guy's actually 18 attacks in a row on mage. I struck the wrong lottery. Please. Akka's actually gonna make me do 40% of him with a Webweaver. That's so toxic. But I got it. Okay, so if you go over 6 minutes, you must be trolling, right? Because I literally had like 23 attacks from Akka just web weaving. Right? So clearly, if you go over 6 minutes, you must be trolling. That sample size of 1 is all I need to hear. My mind is now closed. For the orbs, I do not have the tiles. All I did was I think I have object marker on and I hold shift and I right click them. I think that's how I did it. I did it like on day 1 and I don't remember what I did. Someone can record that Akka. I have proof, video proof that Akka decided to meme me and did like 22 attacks on mage. Warden, with this setup, it's 3. Just rapier stab and nothing else. I could add like an Elder Maul or Torture to the setup if I wanted a little bit more damage. I wouldn't recommend True Tile, by the way, or Orbs. I feel like if you add True Tile, it makes a room extremely visually annoying to deal with. I would rather you do regular Tile, personally. Regular Tile is a lot cleaner to look at. Or Orbs. Because if you do True, you end up seeing both the Orb and the True, which is really annoying. It makes sense for like Akka, but I don't think it makes sense for Orbs. Or no Tile, yeah. I gotta fix my salt. I don't think it's worth for me waiting, but I'm gonna wait anyway. Actually, it might be worth waiting. Is there a reason I don't look at the waves? Yeah, stubborn. I don't know. Is there a reason I solve the waves too? I don't know. A lot of the things I do are illogical, to be honest. Like here, I'll do it horizontally. I don't know why I did it before. Oops, you didn't see that. Like, why did I not wave skip there? I don't know. Sometimes you're just watching a genuine psychopath. That's not bad. And this is my slowest rate in a while. I'm guessing 37 minutes for this one. $37.45 at least. Actually, no. 36.45 at least. Has to be one though so far. One set it. HP regen? Yeah. It's so nice. I mean, it's fine. Like, just tanking to 78. Not that big of a difference. But it could be the difference. Oh wait, do you mean the HP regen ticky? Especially with quiet prayers, actually that is a huge difference. With quiet prayers, it's a huge difference. I'm probably not taking quiet prayers like ever again. We have technology, we can take overlead rating without feeling bad. Oh, I just don't like having to deal with it. In particular, I think the most dangerous room for me with quiet prayers would be I probably wouldn't be able to 5-tick Baba as much because eventually it'll slap me through. It already kind of does. And then wardens, I don't mind being... Actually, no, sorry. I heavily mind having to pray melee. I don't want to pray melee. I like AFKing on my tiles. Yeah, it's possible. But you wouldn't send as many specs. You'd basically have to hold for 2 cares just in case it gets dicey. I don't know if you need to flick at the end though for level 4. I assume it would help. There's also redemption gaming. You can also redemption all of the attacks on Zebak. I've never been to Disneyland, actually. I'm actually not even fast enough to do redemption on it on level 4. am I missing for Grandmaster? What am I not missing for Grandmaster? I only have 296 tasks done. I'm missing most team GMs, pretty much. Like, I don't have any of the Chambers ones, because I just play solo. I don't have any of the ToA ones. Pretty much any ToA one that requires 2 people, besides like some very basic ones. Because sometimes I raid with like Ironman friends and stuff. But no one's super sweaty. Tbow, I actually have, I think, the 4s and 5s Grandmasters done. I'm not sure about 5s. We got close to doing the trio one, but we don't ever take it seriously, so. I'll probably get Master done, that's it. I haven't gone back to the Inferno in a few years, so I'm missing every single task from there other than the KC one. I already have the time one, but they don't grandfather it in, which is kind of dumb, but whatever. Considering the Inferno has only gotten faster and faster, but whatever. I know it's because of the BP nerf, but like, they're obviously gonna release content at some point that'll make GM easier. I mean, I don't think it would have hurt. Whatever. It is what it is. I'll just get it myself again later. I recently finished the Gauntlet one. The Gauntlet one was kind of fun. No, that's not what I meant to do. Let me show you my first speedrun Gauntlet. I destroyed it. The sub 4-minute challenge. The benefit of having these achievements, pretty much nothing. Some really small things. Like, you can have an extended thrall timer, I guess. Some people find that cool. That was my first sub 4, and it was 316. Oh, 36 minutes. Not too bad. I thought it was doomed. I was like, it's gonna be 37 minutes. Never purple. To be fair, I had like back-to-back purples right before this, so it's not that bad. Just gotta rip off the band-aid. No AFK in lobby. Run it back. Don't think about it. Head empty. Raid. I didn't get anything. Oh, at least before. Before I got Masori chaps into Masori body. That was not what I meant to do, but it worked. That was not worth it. Turns out waiting 50,000 ticks for an explosive, not optimal. For me, that's fine. Monkey Room's been about the same, maybe like 10-15 seconds faster. Then again, I am using like Webweaver bow, so like my standards aren't that high. I think if I get more practice, I can bring it down to like a 230. But I think that's like about the limit for Webweaver. I think blowpipe you could probably get it to like 220s. It'll take some practice though. Gotta feel out the room really well. Like when you should use the volatile versus when you should just hit. Like, you need to have really good situational awareness, I think, to get 220s consistently. I've gotten 220s actually on Webweaver times, but it's definitely not consistent. I'm just talking about full consistency. Like, it's like you have to weigh when it's worth it just to volatile and lose ticks versus when to actually, you know, just hit. And I don't have that kind of feel yet. Right now I'm just using volatiles all the time, but there are definitely some times where it's not worth it. Ow. Is this still slamming here? Ah! Why did I want to fuck around and find out? Yeah, I'm still attacking every 5 ticks with this method. The slow shadow? Nope. Oh, slow shadow. Spared. We'll do a little bit of regular red X. Sprinkle it in. Ow. Alright. Got me. Oh wait, I can face tank on this HP. Did. Running out of run, yep. But ideally, when you're not messing up and you have the HP to tank that one hit, you're always attacking every 5 ticks. Really nice. You could always change into a regular 6 tick cycle though, if it starts getting dicey and you mess up like that. I think on average you'll find like your Babas to be about 320 if you don't have to red X at all. Like do standard red X. It's pretty nice. That's a 330. I don't remember what the bone dagger it was. It wasn't 20 though. And I did have to red X at the end, which kind of sucked. Oh, I wanted to test this out. I'm willing to destroy my bone dagger potential to try this out. Let me do this. So someone told me if I do this, I can bone dagger. I was lied to. No. They said if I wait until after the first fireball. Did I wait? Was I too quick still? That was after the first fireball. Maybe they mean after the first fireball explodes? Oh well. We sinning. I believe I was lied to. Look, someone's gotta figure it out, right? So, if it's gotta be me, it's gotta be me. Someone's gotta do the science. Maybe you have to wait until after the first fireball explodes, but... I think I just missed. No way, I already missed twice this stream. Like, I already rolled my 0 twice this stream. Once on Baba this stream, and then once on Kephri. $20 mil an hour? Probably more than that. gonna guess about... Last I checked, it was 25. But I don't know. I've been getting a little bit faster. Whatever 18% is, well, 17.9 I think would be average. Then my average is probably 36.5 minutes if you include banking time. I'll have to check again. Yeah, I meant for me. I think it was 25. No stas. I don't know what you're talking about. My staff ratio is perfectly unacceptable. Any words of wisdom? What room are you struggling with? I have a 400 with Bofa. That could be a good example. I'm a big believer in bandages at 400 below. You're struggling at the end, maybe? Oh, lost ticks. Last rowing. Are you using BGS or Voidwaker to help you out for DPS? You shouldn't rely on it, but last rowing, just in shadows in general, not just last rowing, don't be afraid of the shadows. You actually want to click on the big shadows as they appear. After you step on them, they're essentially safe for about 2 seconds. So every time you see, you know, a big shadow, you essentially know that's like a safe spot for a little bit. That's like the best way to treat shadows. Don't like run away from them and default onto clear spots. You want to just kind of like only use shadows if you can. If you see a big shadow, you click on it, you attack, you sit on it for 2 seconds, and you rinse and repeat. What is a big shadow? Just a shadow that's max size. Like that. Small shadow, big. Like that. You know, when the tile is pretty much this, when the shadow is almost the size of the tile. Please. Never lucky. Difference between Bando's Lightbearer? Probably quite a bit. I wonder why it nuked your message. Old Torva, Alter, Bandos. I'm gonna guess. I mean, it depends per room, of course, but I'm pretty sure it's not too much. Because the light bearer, if you're like using like Voidwaker specs, is pretty close. The main thing would be the bandos versus Torva. That's usually just like a hit. So theoretically, it's probably only like 3%. But I don't know, there might be some more practical things about the Torva that are nice. Pretty sure it's less. I'm gonna guess it's less than 5%. If you're using Voidwaker properly. No problem, Lucas. Good luck on your 350s, man. I would recommend, yeah, if you want, you can watch my video for that 350. I mean, the 400, and then maybe while you're learning, just put on soft core plus. For supply invocation, you could even put you could either put nothing or put needs some help. And that would be a good way to run that 350. No, it takes loss in the Akka shadow. It depends where you step back, actually. If you step back up there, you lose 1 tick. If you step back over there, you don't lose any ticks. Just keep in mind when you step back onto this tile, instead of clicking the normal butterfly tile, you actually want to click one behind it back there. Kind of hard to ping that, but whereas if you step back over there to start, you can just click the normal butterfly tile over here. So there's a little bit of a difference. It's much better than holding your attack though. You wouldn't think that tick makes a difference, but I think it actually lets you squeeze in 1 extra hit on the DPS check. A video explaining this? Not really any need for a whole video. You just kind of memorize which attacks save a tick and which don't. Like, there was a good example. I set the back, and then I just used the normal butterfly tiles, and I didn't lose any ticks on my attacks there. But if I had to step back from the middle area, like up here, I would have to use this tile too. Sorry, actually no. Mistake. I don't know. Honestly, if you want the most possible in-depth guide, you should look at J-Race's Advanced Akka guide, but that one's a lot more complicated. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that video. Who misses the specs? No! It's gonna sun ass I died. I did it too late. I tried clicking faster. I'm just too slow. I like doing the 3-attack thing change for Akka? Yeah. I'm just bad. Honestly, did not check what HP I was at. I should have sunned at 49. I guess I thought I was 2 hit, but anyway. I did realize I was 24 as I was moving, and I was like, I'm probably making a big mistake right now. Is what it is. Skill issue. Large skill issue present. One, did not monitor HP correctly. Two, slow click. ToA Bava. I haven't died at Akka for quite a bit. I'll be honest. It's been at least a whole 15 raids since I died to Akka, I think. Other than the DC a few days ago, but that doesn't count. I remember when I first started streaming 525s, I would die to Akka like every 5 raids. But I haven't gotten better about it. Yeah, I could have just killed the other one faster. Oh, I memed that. Oh, the shaman actually died for once. Misclicked. I'm gonna put the fuming as a not very worth. How terrible would it be to Webweaver P2? Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Don't do it. Alright, I hit a 4. Not worth. Come on, Bone Dagger. Why would you do this to me? I know it would have noodled so much today, I would have just used my sceptre. There's a mosquito. Ah! Not worth. That mosquito doomed this run. I'll have the regular Red X. I'll be honest. I'd rather do the whole monkey room. This is not fun for me. I'd rather do the whole monkey room. See ya. I'd rather... Fuck. Just flew at my neck. Mosquito. So rude, man. Mosquito's gonna haunt me for the rest of the stream. No, it's a little, like, little shit mosquito. I'm really attracted to mosquitoes, you know? Attractant. Not attracted. Attractant. I do not indeed like mosquitoes. I am an attractant. Server's bad? No. I got distracted. And blood type. I actually don't remember what my blood type is. Oh well. If I'm ever dying, bleeding out, and they're like, what's your blood type for your organ donation? Heck if I know. Leave it to RNG. I never actually asked that question. Or had it spoken to me when I was at a doctor's appointment. I just ruined all the stacking I did. It has evaded my click. I got one shot. Did I not click the roof support? No, there's not. That looks like an error to me. That looks like an error to me. I may have blown myself up. Any chonker? Alright. That was one of the monkey rooms of all time. Oh, I wasn't supposed to move, ToA. I'm so used to moving. Back 10. I assure you I was not intending to speak a Yearman. Ah, tick lost. Whoa, whoa, whoa. DPS is through the roof for a no-bone dagger. Nice. That is really fast for no bone. How many shadows you got so far? Only 3. Only one of those is solo. I have like... Pretty sure I have 90... I have 90 solo purples and only 1 shadow. It's depressing. Hey, we'll get one today. I don't believe it. It would have to be this raid, because it's 11:20 PM for me. Why did I throw out my chins? Whatever. Oopsie. I'll have those for point farm, I guess. Does 9 agility help in this room? A little bit. If you're desperate for run energy, you could also use what's it called? That RK spell. Vile Vigor. You use it a little early if you don't want a sun. Don't bite me. Oh, 34. Humongous. Pulls a tick for the extra hit here. Is next fun. Guys, if a job was willing to pay you triple what you paid, what you currently get now, or heck, let's just say 300k a year, but you hated that job, every fiber of your being, would it be fun? The money is fun, right? You would do it, but is it fun? Absolutely not. I am not proccing on the right side because I might get bombed. On the next dung, I have planned the right side. Only cost me a tick. Stun. And I missed. It's doomed. How's it going, Bossman? How goes my day? Well, I'm stuck at Kephri, and I'm noodling. I also just TP'd out of a Baba. As I tried to swat a mosquito. And I got hit by a rock. Oh, and I just died at Akka before that. So, the raid's not so good right now. Not so good. But we are indeed raiding. You're watching One Piece? All 1,000 episodes? Ugh. I would never. I'll see you in 3 years. I've watched? No, I haven't watched, luckily. It's too far in, I can never get into it. Also, for some reason, I can see that a lot of people can consider the animation good, but I'm not a personal fan at first glance of One Piece's animation. For me, that normally I would say first glance doesn't mean much, especially with like most animes being less than 50 episodes. But for an anime that's 1,000 episodes, I don't think I'll be able to invest into it. Like, I've given other animes that I don't like their animation a more fair chance. But for an anime that's like that many episodes, I don't think I can do it. What did I misclick there? Like, I can see why people think it's good, but I'm not a personal fan of it. I think it's actually, I don't want to say it's the animation. I think it's the art style I'm not a fan of, which I think is a little bit different, quite a bit different significance. Very significant difference. Please, I'm tired of ranging. But luckily, I now have the excuse that I don't have the time to watch it. Can't. Had to range for another 5 years, but we made it through. You don't want to. I've been having fun trying to improve at it. Finding my minor improvements. I have to learn DaVinci to resolve. Because I wanted to make a Red X guide. The 5-tick Red X guide, a lot of people have been asking for it. I've been lazy. I did not mean to click there. Yeah, the new Red X. Like, I had some ideas of what I want to do, but I'm so new to video editing in general that I am so lost. But DaVinci looks like the best place to start. For sure. But I'm a bit of a procrastinator, so I give it about 2 months before, at least 2 months before I finish that video. Considering I'm also going from no experience. I'm also a filthy perfectionist, so if I don't think it'll look good, at least video editing wise, if I don't think it'll look really good as my first like video editing video, I'm probably not gonna release it, so it's gonna take a long time. when I think overly draining becomes viable. Technically, I'm gonna go with 470, but I believe it becomes efficient to take at 500. Alright. We have made it to Warden. Apparently a challenge today. Sailing? Not really. I'll do it. Cool for the. It's cool for people who want to have a sense of exploring, but I mean, I'll level it up. I'm neutral about it, really. I'll be honest, I feel like they poured in so much hype and propaganda that we have no choice when it comes out except to be possibly disappointed. I'll be extremely surprised if they actually deliver on it being fun, like a fun and innovative skill. And it's a tough thing. It's not a good habit to feel like I'm like expecting disappointment, and it's gonna suck if it's like actually like a decent skill. I'm still gonna be disappointed because of all the hype. I don't want to have that negativity, but of how gaming has gotten recently. I know they said they're changing the way they are polling things so that they're not wasting dev time on it in case it doesn't go through. I'll be honest, I feel as if though they have already spent dev time on sailing before that poll passed. I can't help but believe that they have already invested dev time into sailing, even if it wasn't like right after it won over shamanism. I'm convinced that they've already done stuff for it, you know, whether it's art assets or something else. I'm like very convinced that a lot of dev time has already been sunk into it before the recent poll. Like a part of me is hopeful that it'll be as good as Guardians of the Rift. But Guardians of the Rift is one small, very small part of one skill, and they're making a whole new skill. Like I can't imagine the whole skill is gonna be, or even like a majority of the skill is gonna be on that level. I'm also not exactly a fan of how long it takes for them to receive and actually build on feedback. If we don't like it, I feel like they're just gonna remove things straight up rather than fix them. And that is the most worrying thing for me. Isn't that the skill might come out half-baked? I'm expecting it to be, honestly. I'm just afraid that they won't fix it properly and take the feedback. They'll just remove things and be like, there you go, fixed. which might leave the skill more unfun rather than unbalanced, you know? But it is what it is. It's been voted in. People want it. We got it. I voted yes, by the way. I just want to clarify. But I for sure voted yes. But I am kind of like anticipating disappointment, which is not healthy to have, but all I can hope is that I am proven wrong. No, it took damage. There's my purple. It's gone. Took damage. That's it. Doomed. See? Took damage. No purple left. Last raid of the day, unless a massive back to back. Nice. Thank you, Bossman. Ah, slow switch. not the greatest monkey room update. For me, it's fine. I'm using Webweaver. Overall, I think their goal of making it noob friendly has kind of failed for the majority of players. For me, it's fine, and it has achieved that, but I would say I'm a very niche player who, one, doesn't use the toxic blowpipe for the room. This sucks. And two, the whole noob friendly thing didn't really work out because, I mean, it literally says in their blog post they want less experienced players to use a well-timed explosion. I'm like, you want an inexperienced player to do anything well-timed? I think you frankly have lost your mind. And then the toxic blowpipe, sure, being able to opt in on venoming and poisoning things is cool. Not being able to opt out if blowpipe is an actual important item to you, which it very much is for a lot of players, is terrible design thought. So yeah, they didn't do a good job. Now, if Jagex just goes big dick and says, look, we understand that the new monkey room is faster for higher level players and about the same, if not worse, for lower skill. And you know what? We like it that way. We think skill expression is cool. Suck it up, noobs. I'd be like, you know what? That's based. But that's not what they said they wanted to do with the monkey room update, so they failed. And there you go. That's my thoughts on it. If they just said, look, we wanted it to be more noob friendly, but now it's more skill expressive and we like it that way, you guys can suck it, then you're like, you know what? Applaud. But they fucked up. He done goofed. And I have some ideas like what they can do to keep both sides kind of happy. Simplest change: if you venom or poison the monkey, make it immediately just deal 10 damage. Straight up, if you venom or poison, instant 10 damage to the shaman. That would be sick. It'd be base level damage, so the higher level invo players don't get as much of a ward off of it. You would instantly be able to tell when you have to start praying mage. That would be one solution. The second, easier solution, if they just want to make the noobs happy in general, heck, if it's poison, just make it stop doing attacks. Just simple as that. All it does is waste space in the room, so you just have to clear it to get to the next wave. Sure. Noob friendly, everyone's happy about the lower chip damage. Some people, maybe the higher level community is mad that they don't have to pray mage. Fuck them, you know? Those are my two solutions I would pitch right away if they wanted to change the room. They could do both. I don't care. 10 damage would be really sick for someone learning. They just bring a Serp Helm, just breathe air onto a shaman and it instantly dies. Noob's very happy. And then you could just tell them, by the way, if we're not doing a 150, you're actually gonna have to hit that thing more than once, you know? And they're gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. There you go. If they want it, they seem to be very stubborn about removing the statue. So, whatever. We could leave the statue in the middle, I guess. But they need to first revert some changes to the update. Mosquito just flew by. I seen it. My bug vision is... My actual vision is like negative 10,000. But when it comes to bugs, instantly I can identify them. That was actually meant to be part of pest control. Not the minigame, the profession. Best use of Voidwaker specs? For speed, you just spam them on Kephri. Ideally, at the very end, you can... Now the thing is... So, you can just spam them. Kephri is the best thing to spam them on, because your lowest DPS in the room is going to be Kephri, right? That's fine. However, if you want to be extremely sweaty about it, you can also think about either holding 50% or like being close for the very end. The very end, Kephri tends to throw more dung, and dung stuns you basically, and that's DPS you're not getting, so you can save 2 for the end. Alternatively, if you have some sort of DPS check, like let's say I have to kill this ranger before this melee reaches me because my defense is shit, then I might Voidwaker this ranger instead, so that I don't have to deal with being on prey range when I'm about to get bit, you know? That's not DPS, but that's something else that's, you know, important to consider. There's also the idea of actually swarming set 2. Now, not many people do that, but if you were to, Voidwaker would be a prime weapon to use in order to nearly guarantee a proc on the major. So those are some uses, but if you don't want to think about that, spam Voidwaker on Kephri 24/7. That's all you need to know. But if you want to be sweaty about the ticks, then you could also think about, you know, only using Voidwaker if you can squeeze in a hit or something like that. If you have like a really good timing of when Kephri's about to dung. But I would say easiest way, just spam it on Kephri. Maybe save 1 for the major if you're like kind of trying to get like a balanced speed and consistency. Ow. Mistakes were made. Like when I'm chilling, I usually just use a little bit on Kephri and hold 1 for the major. No problem. I know, like, Kephri can be very in-depth, like, depending how you want to approach it. For some relatively small things. Rain Scarab? No, it doesn't heal. Just the melee does. And the melee heals based on its current HP as well. So if the melee is really like 1 HP, you're about to proc, just proc and then heal, and then kill the melee. The melee also is unable to heal on an overhealed Kephri. So if you like let all the swarms in, and it's like, then you could theoretically not kill the melee for a little bit until you brought it lower. Extremely slow Kephri. Probably the bottom 10% Kephris. Fast Akka though. Akka puzzle to be specific. So when the shadow's about to spawn, as you hit Akka with, you know, the final blow to bring him to 80%, want to step back here. So you see that? Or step back here. If you're stepping up here, you want to click like this, then click like this, wait a tick while you attack, and then there you go, done. If you're moving down here instead, you can just click the normal butterfly tile and don't need to lose any ticks at all. You will need to manually path though when you click back here. So you need to, you know, click this tile by yourself instead of just clicking and hoping. Then I'll let you squeeze in an extra hit. I'll do it here just for the funsies. That. I'm manually click. Oh, I didn't believe. Hey, congratulations, Regs. How was the dopamine? Unless you already had one, because you said solo. Oh, we're definitely failing this DPS check. It does a lightning though. Let it go. What? 1 HP? Or whatever it is. Sad. The sweat extra hard. Yeah, do be like that. On my very first fan kit, I was like so bad at P4 in comparison to how I am now. I basically brute forced it with my double suns. These days I like barely take damage, if any at all. Looks like we're gonna fail this one too. I think we passed it right there. Oh, unlucky. You know what would be a funny but really, really nauseating challenge? What if you could... Do you think I can complete Akka while holding down the left arrow key? That seems like a really dizzying one. Double trouble first 500? No, I did not. I just did it with keep back only. I'm pretty sure I did keep back only. These days, I recommend anyone who's doing 500 money runs to learn it. Don't mind a slow switch here. It really is worth it if you have a shadow. There you go. Nope. Dropping the ego today. Ah! Webweaver better than BP and allocate this info? Oh, absolutely not. It's terrible. It's easy to use though. I'll be honest, it's a lot easier to use than blowpipe. This is 3 ticks. Instead of having to do like 2 in the front and 1 in the back, you just do like 2 front, 2 forward. It's not that much time lost though, most of the time. Because like most of the time you're shadowing Akka anyway, so it's not that bad. Like on average, downgrading from a blowpipe to a Webweaver, assuming you don't really care about the Overlords anyway, it's not that much of a loss. Please no double miss. So, any tip for using Sun Cares? What do you mean? I mean tips, like when to use it, or how to use it, like fast, or what? DCB just for Akka switches? Yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, I'm bringing 8 restores in. I literally have the space to bring ZCB and bolts. I didn't switch there. If I was doing like Bofa instead of Tbow, I wouldn't have the arrow slot either, so I could bring, you know, ZCB as a one-way switch. Both are okay ideas. Make sure you don't get smited. It's huge. Oh, like just using it fast? Don't be like me and don't ego it. I ego it a lot at like 40 HP. Just use it if you're ever below 50. Below 2 hits, essentially. Careful not to get smited. Always sit above, like, always set at like 60 plus prayer. So that even if you get smited, you'll have more than enough to spec. It's like just somewhat common sense things that you just need to keep remembering. Yeah, if you can have the Keris closer to the bottom of your inventory. If you're gonna use the spec bar. Spec bar is better than orb, but I'm a noob, so I use the orb a lot. The only time you should the only noob trap for the Keris is if you're doing really low invos. You don't want to go under the assumption that you should be, you know, relying on it to heal. A lot of the time it'll just be better to heal by other methods or play better. Some people will play very badly and be like, oh, thank god I was like holding my spec for the entire kill so I can Keris. It's like, you know, there's like a limit, so you gotta find a nice balance. Like, I know some people who refuse to use like DPS specs on some rooms because they just want to always hold for Keris, and it just slows them down really bad in the long term. Moving to orb closer. The bottom's a little bit better. Level 4 Zebak, yeah. Level 4 Zebak's very, very preferred compared to level 4 Akka. Level 4 Akka, you fail DPS checks, which is not really in your control. You can skip DPS checks, but it's not ideal because a lot of the time you'll be forcing Akka into kind of like a weird position and possibly getting meleeed. So a lot of the time I'll just instead tank a DPS fail and stun it. The bonus of level 4 Zebak also is that the projectile and Zebak's timings are also 5 ticks, and luckily Shadow's also 5 ticks, so you can kind of like have the same offset between Zebak's attacks and augury. So it's very easy to prayer flake on a level 4 Zebak compared to a level 3 Zebak, which is slower. Like if I know Zebak's projectile lands a tick after augury, for example, I will always know to do augury, prayer, until it does special. If it's a tick before, it'll always do, you know, prayer, augury. It's just easier to flick level 4 Zebak because it's the same timing as your Shadow, 5 ticks. Or I do understand a lot of people don't want to deal with either level 4 Zebak because of the waves and or because they don't want the faster Zebak in the end. I'm very comfortable with faster Zebak at the end of Wardens, so not a big difference for me. Maybe a few ticks with that. Off its stomach. What you can do is if you're really uncomfortable with upset stomach, like, but you really want to take it long term, you can open up with like a sceptre or your BGS or whatever like reduction spec you have, and then save the rest for Karis. I literally just said don't save Karis, but it's fine since you were trying to learn up to stomach. If you fail a jug salt and you're like, oh shit, like I'm dead, don't give up. Either use an adrenaline or already have the spec. Make sure your prayer is like 90 plus. When the first roar hits you, it's gonna do three ticks of damage, right? It's like 50 basically. When the first roar hits you, spec, and you'll heal in between the first and second roar. Oops. Prayer. You can see that. And you'll survive roar that way. You can just out heal the roar if you stun in between the roars. If you're wondering why I'm using Undead Grasp at the end there, it's just because no projectile time, essentially. Shadow will hit the same thing and proc it, but I'll have to wait a year for the projectile. Super small thing. Only do it if it's like really low. Less than 10 HP. Wasn't adrenaline. I missed. Doomed. Little overheal action. Hate Zebak? I like Zebak. I don't know why. I like Zebak. I think Kephri is the only room I despise. Part of it is also because I'm too lazy to swarm. Any luck? Not today, David. Not so far. This is my 4th raid of the day. About the potion rest statue method? I don't have any particular tips, no. I would say Mogul Kirby's probably has the most in-depth guide. I mean, he's about the no item. I would just watch his video really closely. If you're talking about my method specifically, the 5-tick method, I have a guide in my Discord, but you probably aren't ready for it just yet until you've mastered doing just the Red X in general first. But there's no harm in practicing in like a 200, like a 200 invo or something lower, with something weak like Din's Bulwark or something. Any 5-tick weapon. That's what I did when I was learning it. I just practiced on like 150, used a really bad weapon, and just ran it down for like 45 minutes until I got it. Average Voidwaker? 50. Pretty sure with most setups is 50. You just hit between 25 and 75. If you're talking about while salted, I think it's just a bit higher, like 51. I should proc back here. Ah. Slow hands. Lost a tick, it's over. Four raids, no purples today. Is what it is. We were lucky yesterday, not lucky today. Technically 2 days ago. Done a 600? No. I don't want to torture myself with medic. Not touching medic or quiet prayers and high invos right now. I don't want to. I do not want to. If Jagex ever releases some like Grandmaster task for it, yeah, sure I will. But right now I don't want to. Not about that. Just chilling, doing some raids. I need more chinchonkers. Alright guys, I am 1 AM. Approaching 1 AM. Do I want to do another one? We ball. We ball. Someone says 45. If it's 45, that means their max hit's only like what, 70? Their lower hit's probably like 20 something. Didn't mean to mage that guy. Ah, a little bit of a meme. Oh, I didn't even notice I trapped that one. Damn. A lot of time lost. Wow. Or whatever. Called a mosquito. It's hunting. Misclicked. Something along those lines. I mean, yeah. Voidwaker's a great weapon. I don't know what you're talking about. 4. Oh my god, how bad are the bone daggers today? Are you kidding me? Bruh. Bruh. What are the chances? I'm unpotted, don't look at me. Yes, my room is indeed on fire. He's supposed to wait a tick. No. Doomed. Whoa. Ow. Very slow. Bone Dagger was sad. Ooh, I kind of wanted to experiment with this Kephri. I wanted to swarm, but with the Webweaver. Because I know you can make it so none go in with with blowpipe. I'm pretty sure Webweaver is 2 in, but I wanted to see if I use an Undead Grasp trick to get the last one. And I'll barely be able to make only 1 go in. Of course, I suck really bad at swarming, so it might not work out anyway, but let's see. Yeah, but I only have 12 chins, so... The only thing is I only have 12 chins. I do want to save some chins for the end. Maybe like 4. I will for sure use like chins for like a lot of the normal ones though. Alright, never mind. DPS out of this world. OBS disconnected. We're back. Okay, huge bone dagger. Taking Overlord. Taking Overload. Hell yeah. Or now that I hit a good bone dagger, I'm going to deal no DPS. This is really bad DPS, but we'll make it work. Yeah. Only one agile on the left side. Kind of sad. The rest? They're down there. I'm not in range. Maybe I misclicked. It's fine. We've invested in the right side. Right side has less tick loss now. No. Turns out not swarming Kephri. Time loss. Not too bad though. I had a faster one today. I think I had like a 5, something crazy like a 5-12. No swarm. Level 3. $530 is good, but it could be better. I had a sub 4 Akka today. I was very happy with that. About that. Stars aligned. The sub 4. Pretty much 100% uptime hitting. No. Not sub 4 Kephri. Sub 4 Akka. $540 is good for no swarm, but yeah, I had like a few days ago I had like a 502 or something, but it was level 2, so it wasn't as impressive. I didn't wait a tick. Don't hit me. Got a way to take up there. $445, no swarms. That's really good, yeah. I deserve this because I got hit. Please don't do the 30 hit ranger. I'm begging. Whew. Solved. Saved. Yeah, overly draining for Kephri is so slow in comparison. Just because Voidwaker's disgusting there. I feel like you could also save some ticks with Voidwaker if you like use it nicely. Like an extra hit per dung and stuff like that. Ow. I didn't adrenaline. Oopsie. I don't know about you, but I prefer not to die, so I will gladly lose ticks. Peasant. And this what happens. No adrenaline. No incidents. no, forgot to adrenaline 2 ping sounds. That's all you need to know. There was no incidents. I don't know what you're talking about. Missed a single hit with no augury. It's over. And a no augur hit. Ow. I thought that would pop a tick earlier. Oops. Wait, did I forget to adrenaline for the scepter too? I mean, it's a hit. But... Jesus, I'm really gonna go into Warden with 4 doses of adrenaline, basically. I was hoping to have my copium adrenaline spec for scepter spec for the end. The 118, I know I can hit the 118. The problem is I wanted to copium scepter spec on Enrage. I don't think I'll regen to 100 enough. No way I'm gonna regen to 100. So I'm just gonna save for cares. "5 minutes with a scepter." So toxic. So toxic. You like that? Could be like that. What'd you get, Future? I'm gonna guess Masori pants. Ah, nice. Shadow? No way. I don't believe it. I just lost a random tick eating my salt. My D arrows back. I should have undead grasped it there. Oh well. Probably 36-30 raid. I've been going real slow today. Haven't had any like sub 35s. No, actually no, I think I had one. But haven't had any sub 34 raids today. Not doing so hot today. Servers? No, I didn't get screwed by servers. Just I skill issued Akka and that's it. You see that P2? Ew. Sad. I assume you guys don't have enough space to bring Shadow for P2, or maybe it's just not worth it. Oh, people do. I'm not. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I understand there's a lot of space to bring in. The DPS of Soda Sec sounds kind of appealing too. Because if you miss your hammers, you just keep using it. Chill back and pray mage. Cross the room from each other. You just sit there maging Soda Sec and take eating. Alright, light bearer is a thing. Is light bearer worth it to have though, or do you just use it during maze or what? Because I assume having it for actual scythe hits is not worth. You just regen during maze, I assume, yeah. Oh, I guess that is enough. My thrall's about to meme me out of a 90. Oh no. Yep. Doomed. Well, I have thralls at all. Not a 90, but memed me out of like a 60 or something. I griefed. Too early. Alright, last raid of the night. Never purple. Hole 5 dry. We start complaining. We start complaining, boys. I'll have a good night, guys. I am gonna go to bed. Mr. Vestic, I absolutely have no idea. You're gonna have to... I would recommend... I have a 400 VOD with very, very similar gear, if not slightly worse. I'm using pretty much the same stuff, except instead of Sang, I use Trident. And I don't use Voidwaker in that setup. I make about 32 minutes. That might be a good example of VOD if you want to watch that. I don't know what your average times are per room. Maybe you're going too slow, like Red Xing Baba, when you shouldn't really need that in a 400. Akka, you might be losing a lot of ticks in, or maybe not attacking during memory. I don't really know. Maybe you're not BGSing Zebak and Warden when you should be, even though you have Voidwaker. So there's a lot of different things. I don't really know your situation, which rooms you're struggling with in particular. So you might want to look at the room times in that VOD and comparing that to what you're doing. BGS is not going to save you 8 minutes, but it certainly will help you and save probably like a minute at least. So yeah, check that out. I didn't skull skip or 3 down in that one. It's not really worth it if you don't have a shadow to 3 down anyway. And skull skipping, if you're gonna make a time versus not make a time, skull skipping is a big difference. And I don't know what your vacation setup is, so obviously check that stuff out too. Have a good night.